I'd like to ask Mr. Cruz Mata to lead us with a prayer.
Yes, sir. For those who are in agreement, let us bow our heads. Dear Lord, thank you for this wonderful day, oh Father God. Thank you that we could come to you, Lord, whenever we need you, oh Father Lord. Lord, thank you for giving us the ability to be able to lead, oh Father God. I ask that you just help our board here, Lord, to make the right decisions, oh Father God. And we welcome you here, Lord, to give us wisdom and knowledge, Lord, to make the best our institution, our students, and our colleagues. Lord, I ask that you just, keep guiding us, keep, Lord. Lord, I also want to thank you, Lord, as April is coming around, oh Father God, the gift that you've given us of life, oh Father, Lord. Lord, I ask that you just keep guiding us and helping us, oh Father, Lord. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. It's now 6 o'clock. I'll call the meeting to order. We need to recognize guests. First on the list, Cruz Mata, Brenda Cantu, Wade Carpenter, Landra Fowler, Connie Silva, Yesenia F. Silva, Bonnie Esquivel, Denise Vanderlick, Paulina Billings, Mark Underwood, Derek Sandoval, J.A. Perez, Aida Escamilla, April Ruman, Steve Martinez, Al Salinas, Jesse Santos, Lisa Ernest, Audrey Haynes, Jessica Sandoval, Andrea Thomas, Fernanda Talias, Brenda Hoffman, Connie Buchanan, Brenda Shell, Michael Bailey, Chuck Garabedian, Connie, Lonnie Betty Compton. Did I miss anybody? Please stand up and recognize yourself. First on our agenda, we have the radiology report, technology report.
Good evening, board members. Thank you for having us here this evening. We'll introduce our faculty members first. The next slide, please, or do I do that? Just click it. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I'm Bonnie Kleinbell Esquivel. I'm the program coordinator, and I actually just received a title promotion to professor, so I'm thankful for that. I do have my master's degree in radiologic and imaging science with a concentration in education. I am registered with our national certification body, the American Registry of Radiologic Technologists in radiography and mammography. I'm state licensed in 3 states, Texas, New York, and Vermont. I act as the radiation safety officer here at Southwest Texas College. So I'm responsible for our radiation dose, personnel dose, and our student radiation dose. I am currently employed also at Medina Regional Hospital in Hondo as an X-ray tech and mammographer. And I am the South Texas Border Region Area Counselor for the Texas Society of Radiologic Technologists, which is our state society.
Hi, my name is Denise Vanderlick. I also hold a master's degree in radiologic and imaging sciences with a concentration in education. I as well, and I'm also registered in radiography. Much spare time, so most of my extra time is dedicated to my 3 kids.
Hi, I am Paulina Billings. I am the newest addition to this great team. I'm the clinical/lab assistant. I have an associate's in applied science in radiology, which I achieved here in 2019. So I know the ins and outs of the program very well as a student and now as an assistant. I am actually currently enrolled for my bachelor's at MSU in Wichita. I am registered in X-ray as well as CT. And I'm state licensed in the state of Texas. So, and I myself have 4 kids. So thank you.
Our next slide addresses the Radiologic Technology Strategic Plan Initiative, or SPI, as we've been referring to it. So the goal that we chose was persistence and success, which that one reads, SWTX will champion opportunities for student success. And we chose objective 2.3, which is increase the persistence rate. So we are measuring fall to spring persistence with our newest cohort, and then we will also look at our fall to fall persistence with this cohort. We're going to measure that goal, that objective, just by observing persistence and retention rates. Our target, of course, is always 100%. We want to retain all of the students that start in a new cohort. We do have a couple of interventions that we use to try to retain the students. Most of the time, if we do have a student that is not successful, a lot of times it is for academic reasons. So we focused our interventions on the academics to try to keep the students' academics up. We do post-exam reviews, which just requires the students to review incorrect questions on exams that we give them. We ask them to go back and look up the correct answer and let us know where they found it. We also do some remediation activities. Certain exams, if the students achieve below an 80 on an exam, we have them do some remediation activities, which again kind of focuses on the academic portion. The reason we chose 80 on exams is because the national certification exam requires a 75 or higher to pass. So we thought 80 was a good choice as far as making sure they could achieve at least an 80. So for the fall of 25 to the spring of 2026, our current results are 95% retention. We did have one student that withdrew from the program at the end of the fall semester for personal reasons. The student did very well academically. She made it through to the second semester, which a lot of times if we do lose a student, it's at the end of the first semester. She made the grades she needed and would have been able to continue into this spring semester, but for personal reasons, she chose not to. So right now, our retention is 95%. And then when we look at the fall to fall retention, we're anticipating to continue with the 19 students, that we currently have. Any questions on our strategic plan? The next slide is our student success. Included in the top part of the picture here, we have our cohorts the last 5 years. Currently, we're in the 25 to 27 cohort number 10. We started with 20 students. Again, we lost one student due to personal reasons, so that gives us a fall to spring retention of 95%. And the bottom picture on this slide is our national certification exam results. So the ARRT exam, and again, last 5 years of cohorts, their results. And we are super proud that for the class of 2025, they graduated in May of 2025. We had 19 graduates in that cohort. All 19 of the graduates passed their national certification exam on the first attempt, and that was a first for our program. So,
Wow.
you can see our past first-time attempts, range low 80s, high 70s. So that was quite a jump for us for the first-time pass rate. I don't have national comparisons yet. They don't come out until March or April. They weren't available as of yet. So to compare our average first time pass rate. And then we also look at overall pass rate. Students are allowed to take the national exam up to 3 times. So overall pass rate, you can see we've had 94%, 78%, 90%, and 100% as we go back in time. So overall, we feel our students do pretty well on the national exam. And where does this all go to? So our students graduate with an Associate of Applied Science degree. Once they complete all the educational requirements, clinical requirements, and ethical requirements, they are then eligible to sit for the American Registry of Radiologic Technologists National Certification Exam. We, of course, take care of the education portion of it, which includes didactic and clinic. Our students do 1,648 hours in clinic, very heavy clinic with our program. So we take care of the education part here at Southwest Texas College. The ethics just involves background checks, fingerprints, national health care data practitioner research on that. And then, of course, there's the exam, a 200-question exam that covers everything we teach them from day one when they start in the program. Once they're successful on that exam with a 75 or higher, they are then registered radiologic technologist in radiography. And most of our graduates go on to earn certifications in other modalities such as CT, MRI. We've had students go to ultrasound school. We have 2 graduates of our program. One of them has already completed PA school. We have another one just finishing PA school. Yes, she works local Alsatian clinic. She's a PA there. And again, many of them, ultrasound school, they get registered in mammography. So they really, this is a great starting point for our graduates and they just keep growing. We have several working on bachelor's degrees. Paulina mentioned that. So this is a really good starting off, a jumping off place for our students. So we're very proud of all their achievements. Once they pass the national certification exam, the Texas Medical Board is the entity that gives us our state license, which is required in the state of Texas. And I've just listed some requirements for the TMB, birth document, fingerprints. They do have to show that they've passed the national certification exam before they can get their state license. So that's really important to us, is making sure that they can pass, because if they don't pass the national exam, they do not get licensed in the state of Texas. They do have to take a JP exam, which covers state statutes, laws, that sort of thing. And they become, once they meet all those requirements, they receive a general medical radiologic technologist, or GMRT license. The ARRT and the TMB also both require continuing education. So in order to stay compliant and hold the license and the certification, we do have to complete ongoing continuing education credits for that. Any questions for us so far?
How many hours of CME is required?
We're required to do 24 credits in 2 years.
To 12 a year?
12 a year on average, yes. And then for mammography, it's 15 credits in 3 years, but they all count towards the 24 if you do those also.
Was there potential for growth as far as student enrollment?
We would love that. Unfortunately, we are limited by our clinic facilities. We have to look at the number of exam rooms they have, the number of exams they do per day, and how many technologists they have working during a normal day shift. And we have 6 clinic facilities. We've kind of tapped out the region. Medina Regional in Hondo, Uvalde Memorial, Valverde Regional in Del Rio, Fort Duncan in Eagle Pass, Dimmitt Regional in Carrizo, Frio Regional in Pearsall, and then that's the 6, right? That's our 6 facilities. We did reach out to Stat Specialty Hospital in Del Rio and Eagle Pass. We are trying to work out something with them to try to bring them on as a clinic facility because they do x-ray and they do CT, they do MRI, they do blood draws, they do all that stuff. So we're trying to get them to come on aboard. That would allow us to bring at least, I would say, 2 more students into the program. I'm sure we could reach out a little bit further. San Antonio has a few programs themselves already. Laredo has a program down there that the students.
Long ways.
It is a long way, and they're the furthest they're driving now is to Del Rio. If they're from Uvalde, so then we get a little concerned about the distance. So, but we've tapped out all the regional resources. Really, that's really the only thing that's preventing us from growing the program.
And the Stat, is that a private?
It's a privately owned, yes, Stat Specialty Hospital. They have one in Del Rio, one in Eagle Pass, and then I think they have 1 or 2 in Laredo. And many of our graduates work at the Eagle Pass and Del Rio facilities, so they're familiar with the program. So it would kind of be a good fit to have students go there. We're just trying to work it out because they are like corporate owned.
Sure.
So we're trying. We would love for the program to be able to grow.
Okay, so one of the things that we're super excited about, so in the spare time I do have, I've been CrossFitting for 10 years, and through that I've met Dr. Reading. He's our local radiologist. He has a group called Radiology Associates of Uvalde. Through him, I met his wife, Mandy Reading. She approached me and asked, there's so many scholarships for nursing students, but there wasn't really anything for radiology students. So she approached me and asked, hey, the Radiology Associates of Uvalde would like to do a scholarship. So they're offering $2,000, two $2,000 scholarships to 2 of our students. Through that, our purpose is really to honor Ralph Gonzalez. He started off his career in the Army as a combat medic, where he kind of cross-trained into radiography. Through that, he served in Uvalde, working through the hospital for about 42 and a half years. He was certified in several modalities, mammography, he did nuclear medicine, radiography, and he also serves as the radiation safety officer currently, even though he's retired. And then he also does nuclear medicine kind of as needed. So through that, through his expertise, through his excellence, not only has he been able to grow his department to 35 people, 19 of which are our graduates, but he's also been a really big pillar and strength and support for our program. We've had so many students that have reached out to him and asked, can I shadow at your hospital? And he always is so welcoming to them. So to kind of honor him and honor the contribution that he's put forth to this program, they wanted to do something to honor his name. So they came up with this scholarship. Applications were due March 5th, and they had to submit they had to do 3 short essays. They also had to submit like their transcripts as well as an interview portion as well. So me and Bonnie and Miss Paulina, it's completely external to us. So they have a actual committee that will go through all of that and do the interviews. And on April 6th, they'll announce the 2 winners of that. So it's been we're excited to have something specific for radiography students. So.
And that is completely funded by the Radiology Associates of Uvalde. So that's quite a contribution on their part. So we're very, very excited about that. And that's all that we have to present. We did bring some students with us. This is our current cohort. If you have any questions for the students, I'm sure they'd be more than happy to answer any questions that you have for them.
Where are you all from?
I'm from Eagle Pass. I'm from Del Rio. And I'm from here, Uvalde. What is the makeup of your students? How many?
Primarily, we have mostly females apply, and we do have some males apply, obviously. This current cohort, we have 2 males, and they're both from Uvalde. Correct, both from Uvalde. So primarily female interest, and because we started doing an entrance exam last year, and women just do better on that.
Thank you.
But yes, if you have, like I said, any questions for the students, they'd be more than happy. But other than that, that's our program. We're so thankful to be able to do what we do and do. I know the 3 of us are very passionate, Pauline and Denise and I, about what we do. And it is such a blessing to be able to do that here at Southwest Texas College. So we thank you so much for your support.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great job.
Do you have a waiting list from Facebook to get into the program, or do you have a,
Yes, we usually, for this cohort, we received 68 applicants for 20 spots. So there's a lot of interest, and we go to as many career days and, at the high schools, at the, Paulina just today was in Del Rio. I went to Uvalde High School last week. Next week, Canepa next week. So we try to hit as many as we can. We get a lot of applicants for just those 20 spots. I wish we could take them all. I really do. But
that sounds excellent.
yes, that's why we kind of went to an entrance exam, because it's really hard to select the students. We just get so many applicants. It's really hard to choose. So we really kind of rely on that entrance exam now to help us do that. It's more objective.
What is the entrance exam?
We're using the HESI A2, the Health Education Assessment. We test grammar, reading comprehension, anatomy, math. We kind of stick to those main categories. And there's a critical thinking component, which critical thinking is one of our program's objectives. And critical thinking is really hard to evaluate and assess. So the HESI exam also helps us have some data that we can put towards our outcome concerning critical thinking, because that's a hard one to assess. So, but it's the HESI A2. That's what we voted on to go with for our assessment.
How long have you all been requiring that test?
This was the first cohort. So we offered it last year, and that was the first application process that we went through requiring the HESI A2 exam.
I mean, is it a pass-fail, or is it a grade?
It is scored. We didn't set a minimum score just because we don't have enough data yet, I don't feel, to say, okay, we're going to do a cutoff score of 70, or we want to do a couple of rounds of the HESI and kind of see where people fall, like averages and that sort of thing. And then eventually we're thinking in the future we could potentially put a cutoff score. So right now we just converted their score to points, and people were admitted on a point-based system.
What's the salary like for them nowadays?
You might know a little bit more about. Yeah,
It ranges. Every city is different, but Del Rio is roughly at 26, 27 the hour, 28 for starting entry. Anybody that would graduate from this program, U Pass is a little bit lower, Uvalde is a little bit higher. So on average, we like to keep it that level. We're more realistic with the students as much as possible, but it's livable wages for them. So
mid 20s per hour.
Students that have went off a little bit even farther. We have one that her starting pay in College Station was like 35 an hour
Oh yeah.
as an entry level. So it varies so much by region.
It's a very, very good profession, and there's such a huge need. There's a lot of openings. So.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next on our agenda, we have a building and grounds report.
All right, Dr. Watkins, Dr. Gonzalez, board members, my name is Al Salinas. I'm here to present for the grounds, or maintenance and grounds report. I am no longer in charge of that department. The gentleman to my left, Mr. Jesse Santos, is now in charge. He's fairly new to the program, so I said, I'm not going to leave you on an island. I said, I'll do it. I said, but next time around, it's all yours. So this is, for those that don't know, this is our new maintenance director, Mr. Jesse Santos. Okay. I'll begin. We use our maintenance department in a lot of different events here on campus, off campus. We start in September, Palomino Fest. We do our Christmas at the college. We'll go out and do graduation in Del Rio or Eagle Pass in alternating years. Then we tear down our lights for Christmas at the college. We grill with the president. We set up that event or any events in our courtyard. We go and do our graduation in May, which is a big event for us. It takes everybody. It's a big old, we start on a Monday, we end on Sunday evening. And on Monday, we're back on campus trying to put everything back in its place. Find a home or a new home for new items that we've purchased and so forth. We roughly have 42 employees throughout the Uvalde, Del Rio, Eagle Pass. We have somebody in Crystal City. I believe it's a part-timer. Projects we've done with our maintenance department, we've overseen the project of Eagle Pass. We did new parking lots. We did our chip seal. Jesse and his crew have redone the majority of the fencing at our ball field. And if y'all didn't notice, we are in the dorms doing the remodel on the dorms that have not been utilized. I don't know since when. I know I got here in 21 and they've been in op since then. And I hope y'all notice our new paint schemes in our cafeteria. If not, y'all can see it on the way out. I hope y'all like it. So what Jesse and I do, we have an instructor or a staff member that'll create a work order for, whether it be a sink that has no water, whatever the case may be, a leaky sprinkler system. They come to our desk. They are delegated to the proper department, and then we do a follow-up, or we ask that they sign off on them. We close them out. And I believe when I was here, we had closed out our 20,000th work order. I checked earlier today trying to get a count what we have done in a year, and it's a total of 3,700 work orders that were generated and closed within a year's time. We do work on spring break, not all the spring break. We have some time off, but it gives us an opportunity to go into a building that is unoccupied by a faculty member and do our work. Now, we get questioned by our employees why, and this is the why, because it gives us enough time when y'all are not there, the students are not there, and we do treatment in our dorms. for some reason we needed to go in and shampoo carpets at our daycare and so forth, then we use this time to do that. We have done some new tile in our power line and CDL here in Uvalde. And of course, our painting. And if you see, we've added some security lighting throughout the campus. Our electricians kind of look for dark spots, for security reasons, whether our students or our custodians that come in at 5 o'clock in the morning, just keeping it safe for them. We've got projects going on. Our construction science and welding in Del Rio, our HVAC building in Eagle Pass that I will touch on here in a little bit, and our power line program in Del Rio also. In our technology, what we've been working on in the last 2 years, we get together with all of our as-built, which is our blueprints of all our buildings and all our campuses, with a company called Inframappa to kind of help us in mapping all our infrastructure from our gas lines, water lines, electrical lines, communications lines in every campus. And we are proposed to add the new buildings that we're constructing along with the annex by the end of July, which is the end of our contract. And at that point, we'll make either a recommendation to continue or just leave it, and then we're able to manage it on our end after the 2 years. So just something that so y'all can look at. That right there is the Uvalde campus. I was unable to zoom it, but that is our existing gas lines. So you can zoom onto that, and it'll tell you tentatively where the gas lines were at the time the buildings were built. We found that they've been moved, so those changes can be made at that point. So we meet with them every 60 days, and I am the one meeting with them, and hopefully it'll benefit all our campuses, and that way whenever we decide that it's our turn to turn it over to others, they'll know exactly where all our infrastructure is, and we're not doing a guessing game. On our maintenance department hangs her hat on our students, what our benefits are, and there's a couple of pictures where even though we grill, we don't grill as a competition with the president, but we do grill because we do eat. So we hang out and we play cornhole. We have some students and activities in Del Rio and Eagle Pass, but our ultimate goal is that top center picture is a graduation of our students. Questions about anything maintenance?
Where does your gas come from? Where does your gas come from?
Our gas, we got a big old tank here. So we put,
So it's a tank on campus.
yes, sir.
Where is it located?
It's located behind the transportation building.
Natural gas or fuel?
Natural gas is city. But what's on the map is our natural gas. So we have natural gas on this campus here from the city of Uvalde, and across the street at our warehouse, we have it from West Texas Gas.
So it's not in the Briscoe building, and it's not in the
No, sir.
rodeo arena,
No, sir.
not in the president's house.
No, sir.
Does that mapping also include the water lines and all
Yes,
that,
sir.
everything?
Yes.
We've been using that company for how long?
a year and a half.
A year and a half?
Yes, sir.
And how long is our contract?
We can renew. So we split the bill amongst our campuses, depending on who has more buildings. We have more, so Del Rio will pay less than Eagle Pass. Eagle Pass has now 4 campuses. I don't know those numbers. I don't divide. I just know the total.
Is gas a problem, the natural gas, or is it?
It's not a problem. It's a whole lot cheaper. We put gas in our warehouse across the street here on campus. We're adding gas to the new HVAC building in Eagle Pass. It's a whole lot cheaper, almost 3-to-1 to electricity, if not more. They're very, very low maintenance heaters.
Oh.
And that's all it'll supply. Any other questions?
We appreciate you being here and informing us. We're learning a lot.
I get to stay for the next session too, because the next session is what I give the construction report. So I get to stay one more, unless Jesse wants to take over for me. So as we continue our projects at our HVAC at our Chatham campus, we'll let me get my notes together. We have added in one building, you'll see that it's ahead of the next. So there is kind of off, but what that is our air handler. That is the air conditioner that'll come and it'll go between the suspended ceiling and the top of the warehouse coming in. That there will have electric heat. So the classrooms at the Chatham, and it's got bathrooms, IT closet. It'll have offices for the instructors. Those all will have heat generated from these units. That's the outside of the classroom, between the classroom and the actual lab. That's a progress. The building is all covered. Most of the electrical runs, including exit lighting and exterior wall packs, security lights on the outside of the building, have already been installed. These are the master distribution panels where the power will come from our pad mount transformer. This building in Eagle Pass still does not have a power service, but everything inside the building is about 85% complete on the electrical part. In our Del Rio welding construction science, to also include the power line program, we passed an inspection on Tuesday of our red iron, which is the skeleton of the building. So they started putting what is called a toe board, which will hold the tin on the inside and the outside onto the red iron that you see there. All the material has been delivered. Now that project there does have a pad mount transformer already. And that's what it'll look like. So the power comes from AEP from a pole. It's called a dip pole. Comes underground into this transformer. And then from a transformer to the panels that we saw what Eagle Pass had. And that's kind of what it looks like. So this is brand new electric service. So it will not interrupt with the service that we currently have on campus. The green pipe that you see upright, kind of in the center of the picture, that is a sewer line. So the sewer line, and it's important that when buildings are designed and they're placed, we we put them in a position where we can use our existing utilities. So that line comes out of building H towards where the pad mount transformer was, and then go up towards Linora Street, or kind of where Cantu Street is. So we were able to utilize the sewer line and water lines, the white, two small PVC pipes you see are water. So we have water coming in through there. The only thing that was added new was, now we'll get charged for the new meters and all that because of our landscape and all the new building, but only our electricity services were the only things that needed to be added. Towards the back of the building, there's some dirt work that was done, and that dirt work will lead us. There's a canopy for storage of welding material towards the back. That it just got started yesterday, but that is the entry where they will turn. The trucks will turn and head towards the power line. And here we see that we're able to use our instructor and our students. So they go through the process of drilling out and setting poles. And that is the end result right there. Questions about our construction projects?
What is the completion date?
We hope it's July 31st, if not sooner. They're bonded contracts. The one in Del Rio, that even though it's behind, it's on a 300-day. So the 300-day is way before July 31st.
Oh, wow.
Yes, sir. So we anticipate that we'll be ready to go with material, the classrooms and labs set up for the fall.
Mr. Lopez, we do have confirmation from the architect that said that we would be ready for the fall. And with the trickle effect, conversations with Vice President Ruman, the equipment is being purchased, as well as the faculty is getting developed, and all the classes are going to be put out on the schedule already. So we're making all concessions to start this fall.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next on our items, we have the fall enrollment report.
Good afternoon, esteemed board members and Dr. Gonzalez. I'll be presenting the enrollment report. In your package, you should see the fall 2025 enrollment report along with the spring 2026 enrollment report. The total student count at the top is the most important number that you want to see for the 2025 fall, and the total credit hours. So as you can see, the total student count is 6,268 for fall of 2025, with total credit hours of 55,382. At the bottom, you'll see a pie graph where it breaks it down as far as dual credit students versus our non-dual credit students. So as you can see, you'll be able to see that 46% is our dual credit population, and about 54% is our dual credit population. And you can add that by looking at the numbers, the 38% for dual credit, and then the 8% internet dual credit. So that's how I got those numbers. And at the very bottom, it's the breakdown. It's a breakdown of non-high school contact hours, head count, and school credit hours. All right, so for the spring, we do have a student count, 6,001, total credit hours, 51,018. And of course, you'll be able to see at the bottom the dual credit breakdown, which is 48% of dual credit is our population, and 52% of non-dual credit is our population. So even though for the fall in 25 and spring 2026 enrollment, we did decrease slightly, but it has remained in the 6,000 mark, which is very good. We also saw a slight decrease in total credit hours, but again, we're looking at completers. That's how we get funded, to the completers. So to clarify what's happening, it's not the decline or the lack of demand. In fact, our dual credit population and non dual credit population has remained stable around the 6,000 mark, so which is good. So on the dual credit insight, you know, even though our dual credit enrollment is part of our strength of our institution, however, we are sharing fewer credit hours per student, which is tied to how courses are being offered by the high schools. So it has an impact, and then how students are progressing through their pathways. We are also navigating a more competitive enrollment environment, including shifts in service areas and increased presence from other institutions. While this had some impact, it also has reinforced importance of us strengthening our partnerships and communicating the value of Southwest Texas College to our dual credit partners. So we're being very proactive. So in addressing this, we're addressing it through our Texas Pathways, spearheaded by VP Ruman, Dr. Sandy Garza, the dual credit office, Arely Fisher, Yesenia, and myself, ensuring that students are taking courses that align with clear credentials and long-term goals, and assisting our dual credit partners with district-specific MOUs. So we're doing extensive work. So VP Ruman is doing a lot of work. So even with the competitive landscape, we continue to see strong engagement in our dual credit programs, and we're well positioned to grow through the strategies we are currently have in place and strategies that we are working on to better enhance our district partnerships. So what we're doing now, we're sending success coaches to our dual credit partners. We're sending them once a week, whenever they're needed, every other week if they want them. So and they call us all the time, so we're there to serve them at anything that they need. So on the non-dual credit side, the decline is influenced by a combination of factors. So first, we see students successfully transfer to four-year universities. So that's happening a little bit earlier than anticipated. While it does impact our enrollment numbers, it's a positive outcome because it aligns with our mission to transfer students to universities. Second, we did have over 200 students graduate this past December, which contributes to the decline a little bit for the spring. And third, many of our students are balancing significant work and family responsibilities. So we are seeing more students working additional hours to support their households. And when employers are not flexible, students may reduce their course load or pause their enrollment because they have to work to maintain their household. So even these trends are pretty much consistent with across the community colleges. You're seeing it all over. So students are being more cautious and more with their time and financial commitments. So it has to, it's either I pay the bills or what do I do? So, but we're looking at other strategies. We're starting to pivot. Okay, so most importantly, we're not just analyzing the slight decline, we're actively addressing it through targeted strategies. So one of the strategies that we're doing right now is the GED pipeline strategy, the AEL. So what we're doing, we're taking a targeted approach to growing enrollment by focusing on key student populations, which is our GED students. So Claudia Valdez, Yesenia, Steve, Margot, Connie, and the AEL department are currently working together to target our GED students. On March 31st, Claudia will be presenting to introduce our academic, technical, and workforce programs, along with TRIO, who will be present to assist with Applied Texas and FAFSA completion, ensuring a seamless transition to our institution. So, excuse me. So following the presentations, what we're gonna do next, we're gonna dedicate a new student orientation for that specific group and help them successfully come into SWTX. We'll help them with financial aid, the Applied Texas, all that stuff. So, but the most interesting thing that we've seen, the trend, I wanna note this very important factor, my last thing. Even though we saw a slight decrease in enrollment, our graduation applications has increased, which is very interesting. So last spring, we had 1,158 graduate applications. This year, we're currently at 1,226. which is higher, and we're not done yet because applications are still, we're still accepting applications till March 31st. So we're gonna get more applications in. So that's a good thing. The completers, that's where we get our funding. So if you have any questions?
The only other thing that I would point out, if you could go back to the fall 25, you see that in the fall 24, we had 6,600 students. And then the fall 25, we had 6,268. That big change there is 450 students at
400, yeah.
Medina Valley. So we lost Medina Valley from between fall 24 and fall 25. So if you back out the Medina Valley impact of the dual credit, it would be roughly, we would have had 6,150 in the fall 24, showing an increase. So we've been growing, and we're trying to chip away at that, the loss of those dual credit students from Medina Valley. And you can look at the spring, there's only 183 student difference. And so out of the 450 that we lost from Medina Valley, we've narrowed that to 183 students with our continued growth. So it's not quite an apples and oranges comparison, because that was a big school, a big dual credit school for us. So that's, the primary driver there that shows that decrease there.
Have we lost any more schools?
No, in fact, we picked up Tuloso Midway out of Corpus. We had a dual credit advisor counselor workshop this week, and they sent 2 counselors from their school. So we should start seeing some dual credit from them in the fall.
I know, I'm sorry, go ahead. Ms.
No, y'all go ahead and finish.
I was just
your
going to
thought.
ask that, I know one of my sister-in-law teaches in Brackettville, and I know Brackettville uses San Angelo for dual credit.
And they've been away from us for, I'd say, probably 8 years, if not more.
But it's dual credit, but then also those students there, don't they lose out on like our technical programs also? Or is it just they only offer dual credit?
Academic, yeah.
They're losing out on us providing technical programs too.
And once they graduate, a lot of those students go to our Del Rio campus.
Oh,
yeah. But after they
we
graduate.
still capture them.
Sure.
At some point.
Mm-hmm.
Tony, you're right, because Lakey has done that. They go to Angelo for their dual credits.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's just an administration recommendation or what. But on the enrollment, the Kate's Promise or what, did that increase for the graduating high school seniors into the college or not?
The application is still ongoing, so we're still getting an application, so hopefully we'll be able to be out there. But since now we added Carrizo and Cotula High School, there should be an increase.
And we have currently like 18 applications at this point for the new cohort of Cape Cowboy Promise, which is at least double, if not more than that, more than double what we had at this time last year. So I think what we're doing with advertising, we've got it in the paper, we're talking to people, we're really trying to make a push for that, and adding those other 2 counties, I think that's going to help increase Cape Cowboy Promise as well.
Well, I can understand you're still collecting data on that, because it wasn't last year.
The first year.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for that information that we received. Next on the agenda, we have a commencement schedule update.
Good evening, Dr. Gonzalez, Dr. Watkins, board members, and audience. So my name is Steve Martinez. I'm the college registrar, and I have some up-to-date information in contrast to what you may have before you see on screen. So the dates for our commencement ceremonies will be on May 8th and May 9th. We're going to have an overall 5 ceremonies as we did last year. Changes that we've just made as updates is we're going to have 2 high school ceremonies once again. So on Friday, May 8th at 4 p.m., which the location is going to be once again at the Uvalde County Fairplex Rodeo Arena. Friday, May 8th at 4 p.m. will be high school ceremony number 1, which will include participating schools of Charlotte, Cotulla, Del Rio, Eagle Pass, La Pryor, and Lakey. At 8 p.m. on Friday, we'll have our non-high school ceremony, which is going to consist of our liberal arts programs. So this will be our general studies, engineering, our field of study programs of biology, business, communication, criminal justice, English, history, political science, psychology, sociology, and teaching. On the morning of Saturday, May 9th, that'll be high school ceremony number 2. And it'll include the participating high schools of Carrizo Springs, Crystal City, Dilley, Canepa, Hondo, a few homeschool students, Nueces Canyon, Pearsall, Pleasanton, Sabinal, Uvalde, and Utopia. And just for context, overall, we have 512 dual credit early college students that make up between those 2 high school programs.
Wow.
Overall, as stated by Vice President Mata, we do have 1,226 applications that have been received. So the remaining 2 ceremonies that we're still pending some details on will be ceremonies 4 and 5, which are on May 9th. First one, non-high school, will be at 2 p.m. and that'll be Applied Sciences Ceremony 1. And the final ceremony will be Saturday, May 9th at 6 p.m., also non-high school, for the second Applied Sciences group. So since we're still doing the intake of graduation applications, we're going to have to just kind of do a balance between all our Applied Sciences programs to make sure that we have in mind that, capacity for our general audience, safety and security concerns. So we'll release those details probably within the next week and a half, communicate that with all of our students and staff and general public so they have that information in which they'll be directly communicated with. And I'll entertain any questions if there are any.
I think since we've been having it at the Fairplex, they've turned out excellent. And you guys do a good job, so.
Thank you. Appreciate
Hats
that.
off to you guys.
Great teamwork.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next on our report, we have President's report.
Yes, sir. So we have several items on this this month's agenda. There's 2 of them that deal with board elections. Since our incumbents were unopposed, we're going to recommend that we cancel the election and certify our trustees. And then at the May board meeting, we will administer the oath of office again and be recertified for another 6 years. Also included is a diesel equipment purchase out of our Title III grant. If you recall, several months ago, all the grants were put on hold. This one was released again. So in the second year, or in this year of the grant, we had allocated money to buy additional equipment for our diesel program. So we have that for your consideration as well. And that's through the NC3 cooperative for the Kubota equipment. And then we have the reemployment for the deans, division chairs, and faculty for the 26-27 academic year. And this year we have 2 tenure recommendations for 2 faculty members. I'm not going to go into the construction. You heard the updates for Eagle Pass and Del Rio, and we're waiting on bids for LaForge Hall and elevators for the admin and the library. We continue having issues with our architect with the plans for the Workforce Training Center. I've directed our team to put out an RFQ, request for qualifications, for an additional architect so that we could not be held hostage there. So we have a tentative layout. Our team is working through different designs, but our architect's a little behind there. Partnerships, I was asked to go to the Carrizo Springs uh, CISD board meeting on Tuesday. Was it Tuesday? Tuesday, and speak to them about the annexation process. They're very excited for the opportunity to join the college district. So I'm working with the superintendent there. I have a call in to, or I spoke to the judge in LaSalle County, and he's wants me to come down on April the 13th and visit with their commissioner's court. So I have advised them that, mid-May is the deadline to submit a petition if they want to consider joining the district for our board to consider it at the May board meeting. That would be the latest that we could address it, approve it if the board so desires to expand. And it's a tight timeline to get the necessary steps done between May and November to have it on the general election. Also, this week on the same Tuesday, I was in Eagle Pass and we signed an MOU with Texas A&M International. We have an existing one. This kind of reaffirms the memorandum of understanding for our transfer. We have a great partnership with A&M International, and they have a new president and spoke about additional opportunities for our students. So we're very pleased and happy with that partnership. And as far as legislative, we continue working on our revenue subcommittee. We hope to have a draft by the end of April. Once we have that approved, I'll share it with the board so y'all can see, what our strategy is to, as we anticipate changes to the revenue structure from the state going forward. And you see the list there of upcoming dates there. I'd be glad to answer any questions.
Do we have any idea how they're progressing with getting the 5% signatures on the petitions?
They haven't started yet.
They haven't started? Okay. No. When do they start?
And I think they're starting now after the meeting. Mm-hmm.
Will we get some kind of a progress report on how they're progressing, or?
Well, they have to submit them by our next board meeting. Well, no, not April, the May board meeting. They'll have to submit if they secure enough votes, then they'll submit them. Generally, it'll be the county judge that will submit them on the county's behalf. So that our attorneys prepared a draft resolution that they could use as the middle from the county government to our board, requesting board consider the annexation process. So even though the board still needs to take action whether they want to do it or not.
So they've basically got 30 days to get to 5% signature?
About 45 days, yeah.
45? Okay. Good. Sounds like we're making progress.
Yes, sir.
Next on our agenda is we have the consent agenda to approve the minutes of the February 19th regular meeting, financial statement of February 28th, and the quarterly investment report. Do I hear a motion to accept the consent agenda?
I'll go ahead and make a motion. We accept the consent agendas.
Motion's been made. Do we need a second?
A second.
Somebody seconded? Yes. All in favor of accepting the consent agenda?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carried. Next, we have the consider an act on certificates of unopposed candidates for other political subdivision.
Yes, sir. That's item number 7 in your board packet, and that's a certification that the candidates for SWTX Board of Trustee Place 4, Tony T. Moreno, SWTX Board of Trustee Place 5, Rogelio Munoz, be certified as unopposed candidates.
Do we need a motion to?
Yes, sir.
I so move.
I'll second.
Motion been made and seconded to
Aye.
Act on a certificate of unopposed candidates for a political subdivision. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? No opposition present, but motion carried. Next, we have a order to act on the order of cancellation in accordance with section 2.053A.
Yes, sir. This is item number 8 in your board packet, and since we've certified unopposed candidates, now our next order of business is to cancel the election on May the 2nd.
Do we need a motion to cancel the
I'll
election?
go ahead and make a motion. We cancel the order according to section 2.05853A.
A second.
Motion been made and seconded to order a cancellation of the election proposed for this year. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carried. We next need to act and appoint a board of members to confer degrees.
Yes, sir. We prepared a document on item number 9. To see who would volunteer to confer the degrees for the specific ceremonies.
We need volunteers.
Volunteers for
I'll do Friday.
I'll do Saturday.
both of them? Or the late one, early one?
I can do both of them.
Oh, okay.
Which one?
I'll be at all of them, so
Okay.
whatever you need me.
Tony said he's going to do one on Saturday. I'll do the other one on Saturday.
Okay, there's 10, 2, and 6.
Oh,
Any preference?
2 and 6.
Who's going to do the 10 o'clock one? Maria Elena?
Dr. Watkins.
I'll do whatever you need.
So it'll be Dr. Watkins and then either me or Tony on the last 2. Is that okay, Tony?
Yeah, that's fine.
Then
I'll be.
So Marina will do the 2 o'clock and the 10 o'clock and the 6 o'clock.
it's Tony. We're going to switch off either one.
Just so we can list it on the program. So
Oh,
do you want to do one on Friday?
I'd rather not.
Rather not, okay.
I'll do Friday. That's no problem.
Make a huge big.
Okay, so this is what I have. 4 p.m. Friday, Mr. Lopez, 8 p.m., Mr. Lopez.
Okay.
10 o'clock Saturday, Dr. Watkins, 2 o'clock, Ms. Lara, and 6 p.m., Mr. Moreno.
Dr. Gonzalez and Victor. Victor. Can I do Friday at 4? Just because a lot of kids from the prior are going to be on that one. So is that okay?
I don't care.
sure.
Okay, we got you down for 4 o'clock.
Okay.
Victor, you
Do
do.
you want to do one at 4, Tony?
You're doing the one at 8.
That's fine.
Do we have Marina?
What about Roy? We should give him one
Lara.
since he's not here.
He's
Punish
not here.
him.
Give them all.
The first one on Friday?
Tony Moreno.
Oh, okay.
So we have Marino at 4 o'clock on Friday, Lopez at 8 o'clock on Friday,
Yes.
Watkins at 10 o'clock on Saturday, Maria Lara at 2 p.m. on Saturday, and Tony Moreno at 6 o'clock on Friday.
Yes, Saturday.
Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
If we could
We
just,
need a motion to appoint those members.
yes, sir, please.
I so move.
I'll second.
Motion been made and seconded to appoint the board members to confer degrees. All in favor, say aye.
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 Anybody opposed? Wonderful. We got that done. Thank you. Next, we have an item to consider an act on approving purchase of Kubota equipment for the toolkits and diesel heavy equipment program funded by a grant.
Yes, sir. This is item number,
Michelle?
this is item number 10. This is being funded by Title III. And there's the 2 big pieces of equipment is a compact excavator and then a track loader and then some toolkits for a total of $168,128.84. That's all Title III money.
These are all being taken care of by grant funds, correct?
That is correct.
I move that we allow the purchase of the Kubota equipment.
Who made the motion?
We need a motion?
Need a second.
I move, yeah.
Who second?
I'll second.
Motion Made and seconded to
Victor second on.
approve the purchase of additional Kubota equipment and toolkits for the diesel heavy equipment program. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carried. Next item on our agenda is to consider personnel matters. The board will convene in closed session in accordance with the Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Codes 551.074 and 551.076 to consider employment-related matters, employment of faculty, deans, chairs, tenure facility, campus safety drill. Everybody can excuse themselves. Expose themselves.
What else are we voting on? Oh, we're voting on the vice president's head. And then this, both of these. And then
Call the meeting back into order to consider an act on employment of faculty, deans, and division chairs. Do I hear a motion?
I so move to accept the recommendations for Vice President of Academic Affairs and reemploy as followed, as recommended.
Oh, second.
Motion been made and seconded to reemploy the faculty, deans, and division chairs. Do I hear all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carried. Consider an act on approving faculty tenure recommendations. Do I hear a recommendation?
Yes, sir. I recommend that the board extend tenure to Claudia Sanderlin and Bonnie Kleinbell Esquivel.
Go ahead and move, and we accept the recommendation of the president.
Do I hear a
Second. Second.
Motion been made and seconded to approve the faculty tenure recommendations. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carried.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. No further business. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Oh, did we finish all? Sorry.
Motion been made to adjourn.
I
Do I hear a
move that we adjourn.
I'll second.
Motion been made and seconded that we adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
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 We're through.
Boy, absolutely.